Hey guys, and welcome back to Man Time. Today's episode is more maintenance. Today I'm working on the John Deere 2010. The brakes. One of the brakes quit working, and interesting design here on this this John Deere. They're actually a cam-operated braking system. So there is a lever that pulls on this little turnbuckle end here, and it pulls these together, and then through a cam action they expand out and press against two sintered metal brake shoes. So that's so what happened here, come to find out, was the turnbuckle on one of them broke, and this is a 3/8 24 thread, and what happened there was, you know, this threaded piece here fell out with, there's a couple of nuts on here. And so this is one of the nuts, and it actually seats inside of the lever. And so this was gone, right? The threads from this, where I've welded here now, was gone. So I had to make one of these threaded nuts, and it just so happened that there was some stainless steel, stainless, and so I went ahead and made this one out of stainless, and you can see here it's a pretty good match for what, let's see if I can get it there. There we go. It's a pretty fair match of what was once original there. But man, a pro tip for this stainless: when you're trying to tap, just go as slow as humanly possible, really. You know, quarter turn on the tap and then back it out a half a turn, and so on until you finally get through there. I actually broke a tap off first time through doing that. So yeah, I've got the 3/8 24 threaded on there, and it mates up now with this new piece here that I made. And so we'll get this brake shoe assembly back together and look at it on the tractor and see how it works here. And then it's similar to the Caterpillar in the video I had on the Caterpillar and setting the brakes with linkage and a lever type of action where you hit the pedal and it levers and pulls that linkage, and then it in turn pulls this and then engages the brakes. And it's kind of a pain disassembling all that and fixing it, but there again, it's 50 some odd years old, and it's still going strong. So is the newer designs and less complicated designs and drive-by-wire systems better? In my opinion, no. Only because new vehicles on the road nowadays, they are not designed to last 50 years, where this old stuff was. It's harder to work on, it's more complicated. There's certain pieces here that if you were to go and try to find, you know, something like this and buy something like this assembly right here from John Deere, you know, you're gonna pay a bunch of money, and to remanufacture vehicles like this today would be extremely expensive, because the technology that they had back then wasn't as advanced as it is today. But was it more robust? Yes. Yes, it was. So stick around. We'll get this John Deere back together and get the brakes set up, and yeah, have some fun doing it. Welcome to Man Time. All right, so here's the assembly of the one that I used from one side of the tractor here, and here's the new piece that I made, and the other side. And so we will get this hooked up here. Yeah, is that going to be something we find on a newer vehicle like that? No. No, it's not. Is there a reason for it? Yeah, sure there's a reason for it. People aren't willing to pay for this type of engineering that went on way back when. So there's that, and as you can see here, it's pretty close. The threads, I couldn't find any bolts with this 3/8 24 that would really match up, but yeah, I think that bolt turned out pretty good, or that nut there, and it does work. I test fitted on there, so we'll go over to the tractor here, get this all put back together, and see if it works. So here's the brake as it sits on the tractor, and we're going to go ahead and clean our brake shoes off here. Just kind of hit everything there. And then here is the part that fits on the outside, and that just snugs up in there. And we'll load this with our brake components here. Alright, I've got one bolt in there. Oh shoot, I'm missing half of the assembly here. Alright, so this piece is also got to go in here, and this is going to help line it up as well. And get all of our mating surfaces cleaned off here. And there's that seat actually right there, and the lever system there. So I think it goes. Alright, I'm gonna have to get into it here. Getting closer. So then, as that goes down, that is going to pull down on that tie rod end and engage the brakes. And it's working. Okay. Alright, next we'll get these buttoned up. Okay, I got all of our bolts in there, bolt there. That's nice and tight, so that's actuating our brake through those new threads that I made there on that new bolt. Next, we've got to hook that up, and let's see here. Okay, there we go. So that linkage is hooked up, and that's way too loose. You can see it's working, but it's bottoming out pretty quick there. So that is not going to work. So that's why that was adjusted back, and I can adjust that some more also. All these little adjustment things, it takes a while, but once you get it set, you've got strong, steel attached to steel holding everything together. I think I got everything pretty well adjusted here. Just one last thing is to hook this return spring up to help this pedal come back. And yeah. easiest way to do that is just with a pair of locks like that. Okay. And we got good solid brake pedal there. Everything seems to be working pretty good, and then I can just grease that zerk and call this side complete. We'll hit the other side. This side is going to be similar to the other side, except there's less room to move around in here. That's okay. Alright, so we'll start by putting one bolt in the top there. And coming in here, trying to line it up. Okay. I got that top one started. Now we'll get our lever in there. Alright, there's our lever. Snubbed up there. Alright, let's get our hardware back on there. Alright, last thing we're going to do here is check our brake pedals. Oh, uh-oh. See, that one is nowhere near ready. Alright, last thing we want to do is check our brake pedals here and make sure that they're both engaging the brakes about the same spot. So when we hit both of these with our foot, we want both of the brakes to be equal. So I press this one down, it comes to right about here. I press this one down, comes to about the same spot. Press them down together, and they're both right there, stopping at the same spot. So we've got our brakes adjusted correctly. So it's going to do it for today on Man Time, guys. Get out there, have you some man time too.